Hi, welcome to my channel. And I just want to talk to you today. Hi, I'm Christine Crowell, and I think it's something that we need to speak about more because I'm Generation X, for example, and that is between the age of 44 and 59 years old. And Generation X, I believe we tend to follow what our parents have taught us, for example. Like for me, for example, I grew up in a household, mother and father, and they both worked really well. My father worked really hard. He did night shifts. My mum stayed with us until we was like 5 years old. Then she went out to get a part-time job. But when she was working full-time, mum would sometimes, she was a nurse, she would do 2 or 3 jobs, and we always was brought up to work harder, not smarter. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the work ethic that my family had, and I think that's what's made me who I am today, is to work hard. We wouldn't hesitate, or we wouldn't moan about doing a 12-hour shift, for example. So my mother, my grandmother, even my grandmother, when she was working at the hospitals in Nottingham, for example, and she would do 12-hour shifts, she was tired. Every time I would see my parents tired because they were working so hard just to pay the rent, just to put food on the table, for example. Now, Gen Xers, we need to change. We are, like, for example, I've come from a nursing healthcare background. My great great grandmother, Sarah, 159 years ago, was a carer in Jamaica. This was, for example. So it's in my DNA. It's in my DNA, and I'm sure some of you, it's in your DNA, whatever positions that you're doing currently at the moment. I'd love for you to do some research as to why you've picked your chosen profession. Is it because you've seen your mother or your father do that profession and now you're doing it yourself? We need to look at this, reevaluate things. Look at the Gen Zs, for example. They are completely different kettle of fish. They want things now, they want things fast, they want things instant, and they don't just take what they've been told to do. They question it. If it doesn't make sense, they question it. Whereas my generation, we don't question anything because we've been told to just get on with it, do the job. When you're at work, you just get your head down, you do the work. And this is how we've been brought up from that generation, is that we will do what is necessary, whatever we've been told, even though it may not even be in the policy, for example. We may start doing it and then we may question it then, but we need to really look at, do we really want to be working harder and not smarter? Do we really want to be doing 12-hour shifts? No, we don't. We don't want to be doing that. I am hearing so many times when I speak with clients, how tired they are. So tired that sometimes they can't even think straight. They're so tired in that way. That's because they are working long hours. They're working hard. They're working hard, and we've been taught you must work hard. You gotta earn your keep. You gotta work hard. Do 2, 3 jobs if necessary. I've been there. I've done 2, 3 jobs myself, and it's not the way to be. It's not the way to be. We can look at running our own businesses. Whatever business you decide to do, look at what you're passionate at. You must be passionate at what you want to do, otherwise it's not going to last. And I wanted to reach out to you today just to say, look, I know what it's like. I remember when I was a kid, they called it latchkey kids, where we had keys, where we would let ourselves in from school, but we didn't tell, no one knew that we were actually at home, apart from our parents. And they would say, don't answer the phone, don't answer the door, because they didn't want us to get into trouble, of course, or for some stranger to cause problems for us. And you know, we did as we were told, because that's what you do. You do as you're told. You know, that's how we were brought up. We were at school, we had to go to school, we had to listen to what the teachers told us. Back then, in the UK, they used to give you the cane if you didn't do right, you know, and sometimes you didn't even do anything wrong and you still would get the cane. I remember I got the cane for not attending a netball match because I didn't have the bus fare to get there. It wasn't my fault, and I didn't want to walk 2 buses worth because I didn't know where I was going. I didn't even have a map back then, so I didn't know where I was going. So I ended up getting the cane, me and my friend, because we couldn't make it to the netball match because we wanted to go, but we weren't doing that to be defiant. We didn't have the money and we didn't know how to get there. And, you know, our parents didn't drive us around everywhere back then. You know, things have changed a lot now. But my point is, are you that generation? Because we need to break the habit. We need to look at what we can do that's going to improve our life and improve our family's life, to leave a legacy. We can do more. We can do so much more. I know you're working long hours because you want to pay your bills. I understand that. You want to pay your bills, but are you happy? Are you happy doing those long hours? Because really, we went into care because we love to look after people. We come from that nature, for example, and I'm sure you do as well. But you can still care for people, but have your own care agency or care business. We can do so much more, because if we can do 12 hours, 14-hour shifts for someone else, building their empire, why can't we build our own? Tell me, why can't we build our own? And I wanted to talk to you. You know, I've had a 9-to-5 job. I've had a 9-to-5 job where I'm working every day, sometimes evenings, sometimes weekends, and I'm not actually being paid overtime for it. But we've got to look at what we're doing. Is this what we want to do? And if not, then what can we do to change it? So I just wanted to talk to you just about how we think sometimes, because of how we've been brought up, that we stay on that treadmill because we've seen our generations, our ancestors, our loved ones do it. So we follow suit because we don't want to step out of that lane, because we've been used to doing what we've been told to do. This is how you do things. Once you get to a certain age, you apply for this, and then you go to work and you work these hours. And as long as you're getting money coming in, that's fine. You don't have to love your job. You're there to make money, for example, to pay your bills. That's how we've been taught, that as long as we go to college, as long as we go to work, then we will have a normal, steady life. But I don't want to live the ordinary, and I'm sure you don't want to live the ordinary. Look, it's taken me 15 years to be where I am today. 15 years ago, I wanted to live in Cyprus, but I was too frightened. And due to COVID happening and lockdown, I thought, why not? I can run this business anywhere in the world. I thought about Jamaica, going to Jamaica and living in Jamaica. I thought about Portugal. I thought about Spain. But I also thought about Cyprus, because it was something I wanted to do from 15 years ago. And I'm thankful to God that I'm here in this beautiful place. Listen, there's nothing wrong in working hard, as long as you love doing it. I love working hard when I need to because I enjoy doing it. But I block off my time. I do my work, and then I block the time and I do the work that I love, which sometimes can be difficult. Don't get me wrong, but I love what I do. And I would love for you to love what you're doing. Are you happy right now? Are you happy with your work? Or are you wanting to start your business? Or maybe you started your business and you're wanting to get to the next level. There's nothing wrong in having multiple income streams. And if this is you, then do click the link here and book a free 15-minute consultation with me. But think about, write out some notes about the pros and cons of what you're doing at the moment. Are you happy? What are you happy about with what you're doing in your work? What are the things you don't like with your work? Maybe long hours is what you don't like. You're spending time away from your family you don't like. You're living in an area that you don't like. You're having to, the food, the expenses is more. Things have gone up, haven't they, for example? But what are the things you do like? So do just write it out, the things that you like, that you've got friends maybe that you like in your location, that you enjoy your colleagues, that you get to go out and meet with your friends, for example. What are the pros and cons of what you're doing? And when you do start a business, if you haven't done so already, what changes do you need to make? Or maybe hardly any. Will it be changes for the good? And this is what I want you to think about today. I just thought I'd jump in and do this quick video, just talking about my generation X, okay? If this is you, comment here, to say what generation you are, because let's look at how we can work together. Thank you so much for listening to the video today. I look forward to speaking with you soon. Do comment and just let me know your thoughts of your generation. Take care. Thank you. Goodbye.